Welcome to the Monday morning message. I preached this week in Gardner Maid from 1 Chronicles 28:29, and I talked about preparing for the next generation. David wanted to build a temple. God said no. David understood and submitted to God, and he helped Solomon prepare the temple. He gave the money, gave him the plans, encouraged him, told the people to accept Solomon, his younger son. He said the work is great. Solomon is inexperienced. Encourage him. Follow God. Keep his laws. And the point I really made to the church was that when we think of church, we can't think of church just for us. We need to think of church and helping and encouraging for the next generation. There are a lot of churches that have a missing generation. They're not there. What happened? I think one of the reasons is that we became too passionate about our traditions and not passionate about God. One thing about David, he had a great passion for God. He had a love for God. He was known as a man after God's own heart. David was not perfect. David was not without mistakes. But there's one thing he had. He had this great passion for God. We see it manifested in chapter 29, verse 12 through 15. He says this: both riches and honor come from you, and you reign over all. In your hand is power and might. In your hand is to make great and to give strength to all. He understood that everything he had as a king came from God. And we understand today, you could say, well, I worked and I earned money, but if God didn't give you that strength, one disease, one sickness, you're on your bed. You're not able to work. God gave you that strength. He says, now therefore, our God, we thank you and praise your glorious name. David was given thanks and praise to who? To God. Not the name of the temple, not the traditions, not how faithful he was. He was given praise to God. Then he says, but who am I? And who are my people that we should be able to offer so willingly as this? They had prepared money. David gave of his own money, not just of the government treasuries. He gave of his own money. Notice what he says: for all things come from you, and of your own we have given you. Notice what he says: for we are aliens and pilgrims before you. As were our fathers, so are we. We are but a shadow and without hope. David understood that without God, there was no hope. And I wonder today if sometimes when people come to our churches, they don't get a vibe of hope because we're just there. It's a tradition. We do it this way because we've always done it this way. And we have become accidental Pharisees. We criticize the Pharisees in the Bible. No, that's not us. We're right. But if you think about some of the things the Pharisees did, sometimes we need to look in the mirror. Let me ask you today, Monday morning thought, do you have more passion for God or more passion for your traditions? If you look at the words of Jesus, he really didn't say a lot of good things about traditions. He had a lot of things to say about the heart. He had a lot of things to say about loving God with all your heart, mind, soul, body, and strength. As we think about our churches going forward, we better have a passion for God. We can tell people, you got to do this, and you got to do it this way, and but if they don't see that we have a true, genuine, heartfelt passion for God, we understand who God is, who we are, what he's done for us, what he's given to us, and how we give back to him, people are not going to take us seriously. And they're just going to put us in the category of religious people. God help us today, and I encourage you today. Do you have a passion for God? Amen.